800 miles southeast of Lima, Peru, near the shores of Lake Titicaca, is a site that has mystified visitors from around the world.
Oh, wow.
Shamans still come to perform rituals and offer prayers at the rock wall on this high plateau,
Changing frequencies.
as they have done for generation after generation. It is known as Puerta de Hayumarca, or Gate of the Gods.
And when you see it, it's quite baffling. Here is this giant doorway carved into solid rock, and it appears to be a gateway, but it doesn't go anywhere.
It's literally in the middle of nowhere at 14,000 feet. Yet that rock, as clear as you can see, has a gigantic rectangle carved out of it, cut out of it. And in the center of that rectangle, at the bottom, there is something that looks like a door.
The Peruvian natives actually referred to this as the Gate of the Gods. But why would you make a doorway to basically rocks that didn't let you go anywhere? There has to be some way to get through that doorway.
According to Inca legend, the first priest king, Amaro Muru, is said to have traveled through this portal using a special object to activate the doorway, turning this solid rock into what's known as a stargate.
According to legend, this stargate was activated by the help of a golden disc. And this golden disc fell from the sky.
Well, the story goes that the first priest king of the Incas took a golden disc up to this Gate of the Gods, stuck it in a special recessed area, and this interdimensional doorway actually opened up, and he passed through it, never to be seen again. The shaman that were there, that watched it, that witnessed the whole thing and reported on it, basically told that that was exactly what happened.
Archaeologists who have examined the Gate of the Gods have discovered a small circular depression in the center of the doorway. Some people have speculated that this depression was perhaps where the golden disc was placed.
It really is out of the movies. This device is said to have been made of gold and of various other precious objects, and whoever had it could come near the site and somehow be able to operate it, and then there would either be contact with the gods or the gods would come to them.
And we're all led to believe, oh, it's all coincidence, it's all just fantasy. Rubbish. Something happened, and in the case of the Stargate, it is possible that this sun disk had some type of an extraterrestrial connection, and that this was a technological device with which to travel.
And that may mean physically taking a person and taking them into another hidden dimension and taking them back. Or it may mean traveling between Earth, going through that Stargate and going to another place somewhere in the universe.
According to the local legend, these priest kings, known as Space Brothers, reportedly came from other worlds. Might they have traveled here through the Gate of the Gods?
They came from the other constellations, from other planets. In our language, we have a word called Chacana, which is some of the constellations like the Southern Cross, Orion Belt, Pleiades. One of the elders said, this is the bridge to home. So, in essence, all these manifestations has to do with the Space Brothers.
But could a device to activate this door actually exist? And if so, where would the doorway lead? According to ancient astronaut theorists, the Gate of the Gods is one end of a wormhole, a type of portal that connects either to another part of the universe or another dimension.
The wormhole is a theoretical construct through general relativity. The concept is really that there's a possibility of space-time being connected, various parts of space-time being connected through a small channel. And if such a construct was made, then you'd have a shortcut between very distant parts of the universe.
Wormholes are an accepted element of theoretical physics. But have they actually existed in some of the world's most mysterious places?
The idea that there are stargates or that they could have existed in ancient times, we do see many artifacts and representations of someone passing through a doorway or going through some type of energy source. And ancient man did not understand technology, just as we're trying to understand, is a wormhole possible?
That it's some kind of doorway between our dimension and another. And what I maintain is that these aliens who are coming here in interdimensional type of craft. They're able to jump through hyperspace, come here to our planet in no time at all, but they have to enter through certain doorways and portals into our planet.
Dimensions aren't really considered something to travel along, but dimensions are directions, and if you could somehow travel along these other dimensions, it would take you somewhere else entirely.
The Salyut 7 space station, July 12, 1984. Soviet cosmonauts Oleg Atkov, Leonid Kazim, and Vladimir Solovyov send an odd and alarming transmission back to Earth. They claim that 7 enormous winged humanoid beings, around 90 feet in height and emanating ethereal light, suddenly appeared outside the space station. They remained there for 10 minutes and then appeared to fade away.
I think that somewhere out there's a highway containing the souls of millions of aliens that are traveling across the galaxy at the speed of light, looking at the wonders of the universe at the maximum velocity allowed by Albert Einstein. And if it's right next to us, could we humans detect this superhighway? No.
But if alien entities are able to cross over from their universe into ours, how long will it be before we discover how to cross over into theirs?
Right now, contact between dimensions is limited. Right now, we are in exile from one another. But the future is to bring the worlds together so that human consciousness will exist in dual dimensions naturally.
The only way we're going to get there is if we understand the laws of physics differently, or if we include new laws of physics that combine the visible and the non-visible, the physical and the non-physical, and approach reality from a multidimensional, interdimensional perspective, not from a linear perspective.
Everyone will know the truth. There will be enlightenment for all. The unseen will be seen.
As scientists continue to unravel the secrets of the universe, will they discover irrefutable evidence of a multiverse? And if so, might this explain the numerous paranormal encounters that humans have reported having with ghosts, demons, and other ethereal beings? Perhaps the notion of aliens landing on Earth in spaceships is an old-fashioned one, and the ability of aliens to travel from one universe to another and communicate with humans is as limitless as the capabilities of our brains. If true, we will find that our extraterrestrial neighbors could be much closer than we think. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, December 5th, 1945. 5 Navy Avenger bombers flying due east on a routine training mission encounter something strange over the Bermuda Islands. About an hour and a half into the flight, Squadron Leader Lieutenant Charles Taylor sends a radio transmission that his 2 onboard compasses have become inoperable.
Everybody got totally confused as to where they were. They were totally lost in an area where they should not have been lost. A whole squadron of US Navy aircraft just vanished. The fact that it was in this particular area obviously has given rise to the theory, could they have been abducted?
3 hours later, a rescue aircraft, a TBY, Mariner with a crew of 11 aboard, disappeared with no trace. And what that caused is one of the most extensive search and rescue operations in the annals of the United States Navy. And they never found a life preserver, a piece of a wing, or anything from those aircraft, nothing. And to this day, we have no clue as to what happened.
But Flight 19 is only one incident in allegedly hundreds that have claimed victims in what is commonly referred to as the Bermuda Triangle. And according to ancient astronaut theorists, this site, which spans a 500,000 square mile area between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, plays host to numerous unexplained physical and metaphysical phenomena. Strange energies that may help to explain why pilots, sailors, and ship captains enter the area and are never seen or heard from again.
So you have to wonder, what's happening to these people? Is there something about the Bermuda Triangle? It's some kind of portal that aliens are using to come and go through hyperspace? And suddenly, you and your yacht or you and your plane are sucked into some other dimension. And you're not coming back.
The Bermuda Triangle is interesting for a number of reasons. First of all, it's not just one plane which goes missing somewhere. This is several planes which all disappear. Now the question is, where have all of them gone? It's not just the case that on occasion one of them is found. Really, an awful lot of what has gone missing in the Bermuda Triangle has never been seen, has never been heard of.
If an aircraft is flying over or a ship's sailing the ocean at the wrong time, could it pull them down underneath the water? So, we're looking at possibly not abductions into the sky, but actually below the ocean.
Ancient astronaut theorists say the legend of the lost city of Atlantis may be connected to the possible abductions in the Bermuda Triangle. According to legends, the island of Atlantis was an enormous ancient power that thrived as far back as 9600 BC.
The story of Atlantis, which is one of the most famous mysteries from antiquity, the earliest sources we have on it is Plato. And the city was known for being a sort of a technological marvel in its own right. And at some point, for reasons that are not entirely clear, there was an eruption of some sort and the city disappeared.
We have no archaeological artifacts from Atlantis, and we don't know if it's just mythology. So is it possible, either through evil intentions or by accident, they sunk to the bottom of the ocean in the Bermuda area? And that's why we're experiencing, or pilots experiencing, all kinds of electrical interference when they fly over the Bermuda Triangle.
610 AD, the ancient city of Mecca. Historical Islamic accounts in the Hadith say that Muhammad, the last great prophet, was sent by God to unite the Arabian Peninsula tribes under a single religion of Islam. Before forming Islam, Muhammad is said to have retreated to a mountain cave, where he received a series of revelations from God.
Muhammad would take a period of time each year to reflect and pray in a cave in the mountains nearby. During one of these retreats, the angel Gabriel came to him and had a prophecy for him and was his guide throughout his ministry.
The angel Gabriel is somebody who is known in the Old Testament. He makes appearances there. He also announces the birth of Jesus and John the Baptist in a Christian context. Now, when it comes to Muhammad, we're seeing that this angel is all of a sudden far more important.
According to Muslim legend, Muhammad formed an intense relationship with Gabriel. During Muhammad's retreats, Gabriel is said to have given the prophet the complete text to the Quran.
In the case of Muhammad, what we're seeing is he stays with him for 23 years. He reveals the Quran to him. And it really, once again, shows you that there are these messengers of the gods, these entities who come to us, human beings, and say, you are chosen. If you're willing to listen to us and work with us, we will actually teach you information about the divine.
Now the angel said to Muhammad, I will take you with me. And they fly over the earth. He sees the whole planet. They circle the earth. And then the angel brings Muhammad back to the cave. They were surrounding the earth very, very quick because it probably took one and a half minute, the whole surrounding around the earth.
Is it possible, as some ancient astronaut theorists believe, that Muhammad was repeatedly taken and seeded with information over time in a series of extraterrestrial abductions? The Kalahari Desert, South Africa. Here, the native San Bushmen hold elaborate fireside rituals lasting for hours into the night. During these ceremonies, their shamans perform what's known as a trance dance, through which they reach an altered state of being and access other dimensions.
The trance dance is thought to activate an energy in their body called Noom. And this energy opens a portal of sorts that enables them to travel into the spirit world. And when the Bushmen activate this energy, they're able to put their hands in the fire without being burned. They can see vast distances, and it's as if in every way, shape, and form, they're transformed into super powerful beings.
By accessing the power of Noom energy, it is believed that a shaman who can extract illness, see the insides of the sick, and travel out of their own body to the land of the gods.
This Numa goes up the body, and then often it goes out of the crown of the head, and that's usually when the out-of-body experience occurs, and they travel to the spirit world. I've seen a bushman put a coal in his mouth and he wasn't burnt. They'll put their heads in the fire, and although their hair might singe and even catch fire, their face won't be burnt. So something is happening with this Num energy. They call it boiling energy. It's almost like there's a vibrational change in their whole body and probably in their DNA in some way.
Could the so-called Noom energy really be inherent in shamans, accessed only while in a sort of dream state? And is it possible that the genetic makeup of these medicine men is what allows them to access other dimensions?
The San Bush people have a tradition that they are the first tribe ever created. They're the oldest people in the world. DNA tests have shown that they probably are, that all other cultures and all other peoples that spread throughout the world came originally from where the San people are now.
When we look at the San Bushmen and we see the clear genetic evidence that they are the primordial seed of human civilization and life on Earth, it is possible that their DNA is especially well equipped to have this potential to access these non-ordinary states of consciousness, which may in fact be a key to physically journeying into them, giving these people the ability to do things that most of us seemingly cannot.